How to unlock the hurdles that are going to stand in your way when looking at property that's 80-90% below market value when you're going into the endeavors of government seized properties. So whether it's a seized property or a tax lien or a tax deed, there are going to be some hurdles that will stand in your way being a new person and a new investor getting into this business. So when you're getting into it, it can definitely feel overwhelming, right? You're watching these videos, you're getting excited. You want to go out and start finding some of these properties. And one thing that I really want to encourage you to do is to actually learn by doing, to get out there and actually start doing some research and going to the websites that we're showing you that have these properties, because a lot of new investors are going to struggle, but yet this business can really unlock that next level for you. So for example, for myself, I was working a 9-to-5 job that I didn't like, and it was real estate in unconventional ways that allowed me to do it. Because as you see right now, real estate market is absolutely nuts. There's still lots of inflation going on, and lots of funds and some of the big hedge funds are buying up a lot of real estate, just continuing to drive up the price of real assets like real estate. And it makes it hard for the average person to get in and start buying properties. However, what we specialize here is getting these properties at deep discounts, 40, 60, 70, 80, 90% below market value, and buying properties sometimes for as little as the back taxes owed. So as you get into this, you're going to feel a little bit overwhelmed, right? Because remember, there's 3,300 counties out there, and each county is like its own little kingdom. And what you have to do is learn the rules for each county. Now, half the states are deed states, half the states are going to be lien states. Now, some places are going to be half and half. They might do liens, they might do deeds. For example, Florida does both liens and deeds. And however, some places might be a hybrid state like Texas, where they do tax deeds, but they have a redemption period of 6 months that pays 25% interest. Now, the tax lien, remember, you're paying the taxes on the homeowner's behalf. You're dealing with the government, and they pay the government back, and you get issued a check by the government. It could be anywhere between 6.8 to 36%, depending on where you are. So that's a great interest rate if you want to just kick back, right? And remember, 1 in 20 tax liens is where you get a home run, where they won't pay you back, and you'll literally get that property for basically the back taxes owed plus a little bit of foreclosure fees. So if you're just tuning in, I'm Dustin Hahn, and this channel is dedicated to helping you as a new real estate investor crack into the real estate field, because it's challenging, right? Maybe you don't have hundreds of thousands of dollars to go and buy property. With tax liens and deeds, you can buy property for $50, $100, $200, $300, depending on where you want to start, all the way up to hundreds of thousands. We had one of our clients, he just bought a $400,000 tax lien at 16%. And it's on a multi-million-dollar property. So it's absolutely awesome. So if you like this stuff, hit the thumbs up on the video. Go ahead and subscribe. Ask me a question in the comments. Where do you live? What type of property are you interested in? And for anybody wanting to get started, I have a totally free mini course called the ABCs of Tax Lien and Deed Investing. This thing is totally free. It is in the description below. It'll show you exactly how to start. All you need to do is go in the description and grab that. It's my gift to our community of new investors wanting to get into this. So as you're getting in with this, a lot of things have changed, and a lot of things are changing rapidly. Some of these auctions are only in person, right? You have to go to the courthouse, which is great. When I started out, I was a traveling man, going to all these auctions, man, pen and paper out there, would highlight all of the routes. So what we'd do is we'd find an auction, and we would go, and it'd take hours to really plot this stuff out with a highlighter pen. Wake up early, we'd look at 50, 60 properties a day, and it was a good time. And one of the golden rules was you could never do this stuff remotely. However, lots of that has changed now to the power of the internet, because you have things like Google Earth, Google Maps. Now, it's a good first impression, but never use the Google Map as your first priority of getting the property. You always want a live picture. However, with things like We Go Look, and there's a lot of websites that will go and take pictures for you super cheap, you can now do a lot of these sales virtually. Now, the next struggle that you're going to deal with is analyzing these properties, right? Determining which properties to look into can be very challenging, or how much to bid, right? My best piece of advice is to first see what's going on in your local backyard, right? How often is there an auction? Are you in a lien state? Are you in a deed state? What type of government seized properties are currently in your own backyard? So you always want to look at that. And even if you don't have an interest of going there, you want to go ahead and you want to research and see what's going on. For some reason, within real estate, nobody wants to put in the same level of commitment that they've put into every other area of their life. They just want to go and get the home run out of the gate. Now, sometimes that will happen, but you need to look at this the same way as if you're like a sports fan, right? Say you're watching football, you probably know lots of different cities are the people on the team, and maybe you've never even been to that city, right? Like, I've never been to Kansas, but, I'm familiar with the football team now. I've never been to that city. However, I do know some of the players and some of the stats. So think about it that way. For every auction, for every county, you want to learn the players, learn the stats, see what's going on, and get familiar with it, even if you're not interested. So it's the same thing. Like, they might not even be your favorite team if you're playing or, betting on, say you're betting on sports, then you're going to study. So study it as if you're making a sports bet, okay? That's going to help you dive in and really understand this business. So you'll look in your own county. Okay, cool. What are the rules going on? What are the stats here for my county? Figure that out. Who's the big players, right? And from there, you'll take those same skills and you can apply them to the other places where there's government seized property. Now, with the internet, what we're able to do is pinpoint locations. Like in one of my videos, I was showing you guys some Arkansas properties that were super cheap, like a couple $100. It's in one of the videos around here somewhere. But you don't need to be pigeonholed by location. Like if you're living in California or San Diego, where properties are hundreds of thousands of dollars, why not buy a property in Arkansas for $2,000 and flip it for 10, right? Or buy something for 10, flip it for 70, right? Do that all day long. You're just going to need to get outside of your comfort zone. And at first it can be overwhelming. And that's why this channel is here, to give you that nudge to get into the business, to do it. Take action, ask questions in the comments. We answer them. This book walks you through everything step by step. I have the county directory with all of the phone numbers here for you for all these places. You can just look them up. Maybe you want to go to Michigan. Okay, cool, boom. I used to sell this stuff. Now I just give it away to help people out. So it's in the description below, but get familiar with it, right? Like the sports almanac behind me for Back to the Future, right? You're going to look like, what's the play? Okay, cool. Let's look at, where are we? Oklahoma, right? We're going to look at Oklahoma. They have some tax deeds. There's 77 counties in Oklahoma. Same way. Say we're going to look at Craig County. Okay, cool. Here's the phone number. Let's call them up. Let's get the stats. Let's take some action. So we have all this stuff laid out, and that's going to be one of your struggles at first, is just getting familiar with this. The next one's going to be fear of losing money, right? Like, oh, I don't want to make a mistake, right? I don't want to lose money, which who doesn't? However, with tax liens, what's awesome is I was talking to another client. He just bought a lien for $50, okay? Bought himself a $50 lien. Now, even if you screw it up, it's not a big deal. It's $50. And the nice thing is that the same process that he followed on that $50 property is the same process that our other client followed on the $390,000 tax lien, okay? You can cut your teeth on this, especially now, like, a lot of business, the wholesaling industry, a lot of things are getting really hard right now because prices are going up. However, with government seized properties, with tax liens, tax deeds, because inflation is going up, because everybody's getting squeezed, there's records amounts, I need to learn how to talk, there's record amounts of these properties right now that you can go ahead and start to buy, okay? So that's what I want you to do. Just start looking into it. The very first thing you should be doing is calling up your county. Is it a lien state? Are you in a deed state? When's the auction? Do they have any properties left over? Because remember, if you're in a deed state and it doesn't sell, that is the government seized property. And you can go in, you can buy that thing literally for just paying the back taxes and buy it. Like I've bought property for as little as $50. I went camping on it. It was awesome. The sheriff woke me up in the morning. He's like, hey, what are you doing? I said, oh, we own this lot. And it was pretty funny. We showed him the deed and it was a pretty good time. Okay. So you can move super quick on this stuff. There's thousands and thousands of these properties just sitting there right now. Some folks might say in the comments, oh, there's a reason I didn't sell it to sales, junk. Guess what? A lot of it will be junk. However, even if like 3% of it is not junk, are you willing to look at, say, 40, 50 properties to find a property that could be worth 10, 20, 30 grand that you could buy for $1,000, buy for $2,000? Absolutely, right? So you just need to start putting in some elbow grease into the business. And that's what we're here to do. I get super excited about helping you guys, seeing you do it. From here, it's time to get started. After this, you can check out some more videos, but get started. It's never going to be easier. There's never going to be a perfect timing to do this. You know, there's always going to be like whatever's going on in your life. Someone's sick. This is happening. And it's too easy to just kick the can down the road when XYZ happens. You know, when I get this fit, when I quit smoking, I'll do this. When my son or daughter does this, then I'll do it. Oh, think about how much time that you've currently wasted, right? And a good thing is on your phone. Go on your phone and see how much time you're wasting on social media, right? So if you go on social media and just look at your screen time, what is your average screen time? I'm looking at mine right now. It's last week was 3 hours, 31 seconds. So I actually block a lot of apps using an app called Opal, and it changed my life. It doesn't allow me to go on social media, but think of how much time you've been watching Netflix or on social media. That same amount of time put into business could be making you a millionaire. So now's the time to stop. Stop doing as much social media. It's never going to get easier. This channel's here to help you. I appreciate you tuning in. Subscribe, thumbs up if you like this, share it with a friend. And from there, grab the free training. It's in the description below. All of this is on demand. We used to have DVDs, but I've been doing this stuff a long time. It's really good OG content, and we're happy to now be the #1 channel on Tax Liens and Deeds out there, which is super cool. And thanks a lot for watching. We'll see you in the next one.